How to overcome a negative mindset.
Welcome to Talk to Aunty Rosy, the podcast that helps women who are healing by having deep conversations, giving practical advice and words of encouragement. Come on, let's talk about it.
Welcome back, my beautiful sisters. In today's episode of A Sister Love, I will be talking about how to overcome a negative mindset when you have negativity everywhere. But first, if you're a new listener, let me introduce myself. Hi, I am Rose Jones, and I'm your host here at A Sister's Love. I am a survivor of self-hate, domestic violence, and childhood trauma. And I am currently battling PTSD, but I didn't allow any of that to stop me. I decided to continue my story, so I created a community for women who are in their beginning stages of self-healing. In our community, we help women build their skills. We give them useful tools, educational programs, and support on their and on this podcast, I will be sharing my life experience. We will be having those deep conversations. I'm going to be showering you with love and support, and I will also be giving you advice and encouraging words to boost your motivation level. If you are a woman who are trying to heal herself and need emotional support and wants to rebuild her confidence, then my sister, you are in the right place. So to become a weekly listener, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you won't miss any episodes. Now, let's get into today's episode. In this world of negativity, having a positive mindset is quite demanding. When everyone around you behave negatively, you want to get in conflicts and you don't feel any positive vibes around you, then at that time, having a positive mind or reacting positively is very challenging. You have negative thoughts popping into your mind all the time. You can't get rid of them, and they waste your whole day just making you feel stressed out. Let me tell you something. Crazy thing about having a negative mindset, sometimes you can't do nothing. And negative thoughts can pop up in your head and they can literally consume your whole day. Sometimes I be driving, then I remember something and I did years ago, and now I can't get it out of my head. And I start calling myself stupid. I start asking myself, why did you do that? Then I start connecting that experience with my current experience because of what I did back then. This is what happens to you. I go into a state of sadness and anxiety because I'm scared that I'm going to do it again. And then I won't be able to stop myself. I'm going right back where I began. All that hard work I'm done will erase, and I will have to start over again. And I start to feel all this pain. I have all the pain that I have been through. Instead of trying to figure out why the thoughts are popping up, I will freeze. I will literally freeze in that moment, and I will become paralyzed in that area of my life. And I wouldn't do anything in that area of my life until I feel safe again. And sometimes it could take a year for that feeling to pass. For example, in my business, when I had my first event and no one showed up, so when I'm planning events, that feeling that I got at my first event stuck with me. Only 3 people showed up outside of my family. When it was time for me to speak, I broke into tears and cried in front of everybody, well, those 3 people. Because of that, it takes me 3 years to plan another event just because I allowed that negative thought to control me and stop me. My biggest problem here was my perspective on that situation. I perceived that 3 people showing up was a bad thing. But if I would have truly thought about it, it was actually a positive thing. 3 people who I didn't know chose to take time out of their day to come spend time with me. They came time to spend time with me. They heard me speak. And at this time, I wasn't really on social media. I just posted the flyer and wanted people to show up. For these 3 people to show up and stay till the end And no one walked away when I started to cry. Instead, they embraced me and loved me. If I would have focused on that love and support that I received instead of the lack of it, then I would have stored that in my memory instead of as a positive experience instead of a negative one. To help you get rid of a negative thought, I want you to try to focus on the positive and not the negative. The problem here is that I have to bow down to the negative thought in my life. I only saw or wanted to see negative aspects of the picture, even when I can look for the positive one. These feelings paralyze me in my abilities to perform. I become afraid and I have suffered such physical and emotional losses just because I accepted my negative thoughts. I allowed these thoughts to overcome my strength, and that's why I failed. I failed to fight back. I should have been looking at the positive aspect. At least someone has made time for me. I didn't even have marketed the event, but I did totally the opposite and accept it as a loss. Now, I want you to drop a comment below and tell me if you ever experienced this yourself. So now let's talk about how to overcome this negative mindset. How can you neutralize this negativity around you and turn it into a positive mindset? Your sisterly love understands you. I understand what you're going through. So I'm going to give you 3 easy actionable things that you can do to help you turn this negative mindset into a positive one. So let's start with number 1. Think about the positive things that happened. When you start to evaluate bad things that happen to you, it automatically turns your mindset negative. If you blame yourself for whatever happened to your life, you think that I am the one responsible for what is happening with them. If I haven't done that, this might have not happened. So to stop this fight between your thoughts, you should start thinking positive about the things that has happened to you. It might influence your reality to approach will boost your confidence and will keep you motivated to do something big in your life, Number 2, what you learned from your experience. To overcome a negative mindset, make sure that you learn something from your previous experience. That's even if the event pops up in your mind, you have a lesson attached to it. As in my case, although only 3 people came back, then I accept that only to look at the negative side of the picture. But if I had looked at it in a positive aspect, I have learned that the value of time those people gave me, I have been motivated to struggle hard and in the right way so I could achieve big in no time. That's why I struggled. You learn from your experience so that whenever you think about it, you never feel guilty. Number 3, feel the love that you have give to yourself because that experience. Well, we all face different situations, but we all should not leave ourselves hopeless because of that negative experience. Instead, we should feel that love that we can give to ourselves because of that experience. The self-worth you gain due to the situation you should value because we believe that nothing is junk or worthless in this world. Everything that happens to you unintentionally aimed to help you learn something. All you need to do is not let your experience influence your negativity, but make sure you get some positive results out of it. Well, that's all for today's episode. I hope my story helped discover something or help you see your situation in a new light. But before I end this episode, I would like to invite you to my Facebook group called Let Rose Speak Sisterhood. If you are a woman who are going through a difficult situation and want help and you are trying to start your self-healing process, then this is the group for you. This is not your basic group. We have weekly challenges, monthly lives, sessions where I answer questions about self-healing, self-love, and personal development. Inside this group, we motivate each other and support each other. This group is a no judgment zone. The best part is that it's private and it's free. So if you want to join this group, you can click the link in the description below, or you can search us up directly on Facebook. Just go to the group tab and type in Let Rose Speak Sisterhood. If you liked today's episode or learned something new, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and share it with someone who may need it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. I'll see you next episode.